If you wring out a soaking wet towel aboard the International Space Station, the water doesn't fall. Instead, it forms a vibrating, gelatinous tube that literally swallows your hands. What you are about to see changes everything you know about basic physics. In space, if you try to boil water, it doesn't create thousands of tiny bubbles like it does on your stove. It forms one single, undulating, superheated sphere that can reach blistering temperatures. Even liquid metals float like alien, shape-shifting orbs. Scientists are genuinely baffled by some of the secondary behaviors of these fluids, and it forces us to ask a profound question. Why does the universe absolutely obsess over perfect spheres the second gravity disappears? To understand this cosmic mystery, we have to look down at our own feet. Here on Earth, a relentless, invisible force, gravity pulling at exactly 9.8 meters per second squared, is constantly dragging everything downward. It forces liquids to flatten, puddle, and contort into the exact shape of whatever container you pour them into. We are so used to this flattened reality that we think it is a universal law. But here is where things get truly strange. Take away the crushing weight of Earth's gravity, and a hidden, microscopic superpower wakes up. Stay with me here, because I will explain exactly why this strange phenomenon is currently threatening our future missions to Mars in just a moment. If you want to keep uncovering the universe's greatest mysteries with us, hit that follow button right now. What I am about to reveal next is exactly why thousands of people are joining the Deep Space Secrets community every single day. Let's rewind to May 24, 1962. Astronaut Scott Carpenter is orbiting Earth in the Mercury Atlas 7 capsule. He checks his fuel tanks and realizes something terrifying. The liquid fuel isn't resting at the bottom of the tank, it is clinging to the walls, crawling up the sides like a living entity. Fast forward to 2003, and astronaut Dr. Don Pettit starts filming fluid physics experiments in his spare time on the space station. He discovers that without gravity, fluids don't just float. They hunt for surfaces. And when left entirely alone in a vacuum, they aggressively snap into perfectly flawless spheres. So, what is this invisible force? It is called surface tension. Water molecules are highly polar, they desperately want to stick together through something called hydrogen bonds. On Earth, gravity overpowers this bond. But in space, the molecules pull inward on each other equally from all directions. Imagine millions of microscopic, invisible rubber bands wrapping around the water, squeezing it until it forms the most mathematically efficient shape in the entire universe, a sphere. A sphere has the absolute minimum surface area for any given volume. It is nature's ultimate path of least resistance. But here is where it gets crazy. Just when you thought you understood the physics, the universe throws a massive curveball. Because what happens when you mix different fluids? Down here, oil and water separate instantly. Up there, they refuse to part, forming bizarre, suspended emulsions. Worse, because of a phenomenon called capillary action, fluids in zero gravity will crawl up the walls of tubes forever. This unearthly fluid creeping is a total nightmare for rocket engineers trying to design fuel systems for deep space travel. This creates a massive divide in the aerospace community today. Do we spend billions trying to engineer artificial gravity on our ships just to make fluids behave normally? Or do we completely redesign our rockets to work with this strange, creeping capillary action? I genuinely want to know what you think. If you were leading the Mars mission, would you invent spinning gravity rings, or change the tech entirely? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, because I read every single one, and the debate on this is getting intense. This isn't just about cool party tricks with floating water. This affects how we see our place in the universe and our actual survival as a species. By understanding how fluids behave without gravity, astrophysicists and medical researchers are currently teaming up to crystallize proteins in orbit. Without gravity distorting the fluid, these proteins form perfect structures, leading to entirely new breakthroughs in fighting aggressive diseases down here on Earth. Our off-world fluid experiments are literally saving lives right now. It proves that by leaving our planet, we are actually learning how to protect it. So, we don't need to fear this strange physics. Instead, we are mastering it. Right now, scientists at the European Space Agency and NASA's Jet Propulsion Labs are designing advanced capillary screens, essentially metallic sponges that guide floating rocket fuel exactly where it needs to go, using the fluid's own weird space behavior against it. Imagine this. The upcoming Artemis missions returning to the Moon, and eventually the Lunar Gateway Station, will rely entirely on these new fluid management systems. We are watching human ingenuity adapt to the rules of the cosmos in real time. We are no longer just Earthlings bound by gravity, we are becoming an interstellar species learning to surf the invisible forces of the universe. The floating spheres of water that baffle us today will be the exact reason our spacecraft can safely reach the outer planets tomorrow. Science isn't just observing the impossible, it is actively taming it. By the end of this decade, everything we know about space travel will evolve. But these floating liquid spheres aren't the only impossible things happening in microgravity. In an upcoming video, I am going to show you what happens when you light a fire in space, and trust me, spherical, invisible blue flames will haunt your dreams. We will also be looking at what zero gravity secretly does to the human bloodstream. You will not want to miss those. Thank you so much for exploring the unknown with us today. Remember, the things that look like magic are just physics waiting to be understood. The universe is a canvas, and gravity is just one of its paintbrushes. The universe is full of secrets, and we are just getting started. Stay curious, keep looking up, and I will see you in the next one.